I read this article. I think it was about the time you were coming out. I think the Michigan website wrote it or something.
Yeah.
But it talked a little bit about that relationship with your dad growing up. And I can't remember the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, I realized when he was 16 that I was coaching him instead of parenting him.
Yeah.
And that he was kind of hard on you as a player, not necessarily as a son, but as a player, he was hard on you. Did you ever, at any point in time, did you ever tell him to fuck off? No, I'm being dead serious. I really want to know this. All
right, so I think it was. I don't think I ever told him that like that. Like I mean, I couldn't curse in front of my parents. I couldn't curse in front of my mom to this day. I can't even say the word hell in front of my mom, let alone that. So it was just like, it was times where, I would like get upset and he'll see me upset and we'll go back and forth. And there'll be times where he'll be watching the game and I'm not watching basketball. I don't want to watch basketball. Like, I don't want to watch basketball with you. Like, I'll watch it in my room, but I don't want to watch it with you, like out there. And then we'll go back and forth and bigger back and forth. And we wouldn't talk for 2 weeks. He's like, T, I want you doing that out there on the floor. You're not doing that. Like I'm while we're watching like all these guys in the NBA, D Wade and all that stuff, like doing their thing. And like, I want you to do this. Like, I want you to do that. Like, and it got to a point where it was like, damn, like, where's the fun in it? Like I want to go out there and hoop and have fun. And this is when I'm like 14, 15 years old. Like, yo, you're taking the fun out, like the joy out of it. And then, like he said, like when I got to like going into my junior year of high school, he sat up in the stands, way up in the stands. And that my athletic director at the time, Miss McKinney, she, I think was just trying to like tell him like relax, basically like tell him like, yo, relax, like just watch, like watch your son go out here and compete, like have fun. And then after the game, we get into the car and we won the game and shit like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm dog shit tired. And then he's like, man, I just wanted to tell you something. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit, here comes another lecture. Like, what did I do wrong now? He's like, man, I just want to apologize. I just want to say I'm sorry. And in my head, I'm like, I look at him like, what are you talking about? We just won. He's like, no, I just want to say I'm sorry for, like beating you up and like not beating me up physically, but like beating me up as far as with his words and him being negative and trying to coach me and trying to not foresee things through the eyes of a parent more and going about everything as a coach and coaching me up and having all these arguments. And once he did that, man, I just took off. I was so confident in my game, and I went to the summers wanting to get better each and every day. And you could ask him to this day. I kept on trying to ask him to work me out in the summertime when I got back from college. Just constant trying to go hard, trying to do whatever I could, get better. And it was times where he had to tell me to like slow down. You don't have to run to the spot. Just do your move hard and then just take your time getting back to where we started and go hard again instead of just going hard constantly. So it was after that, it was a lot of burden lifted off my chest and off my arms, shoulders.
But it sounds like that conversation allowed basketball for you to be fun.
Yeah.
It allowed it to be enjoyable for you. My dad was not an NBA player. My dad was he was a good high school player. He played D3 at Ohio Wesleyan for a couple years and he quit the team. But when he coached me when I was 9. It did not go well. So we decided, Dad, you're not allowed to coach my teams anymore. Oh. So he said, okay. And then my first AAU tournament with the Roanoke Jaguars, it was 11 and under. We were in Charlottesville, Virginia, very first game. And I felt like he was antagonizing me from the stands. There were a lot of things being yelled at me throughout the first half. I did not appreciate it. So I'm not even 11 at the time. I was 10. So this is like April. Yeah. So I'm like 10 years old. So at halftime, the halftime buzzer rings. I run up in the stands and I'm like, Dad, will you just shut up? And I was crying. So I was just like hysterical. Dad, will you just shut up? And I ran back to my team. And from that point on, my dad was, and he still is, my biggest fan, my biggest encourager, my biggest sounding board. Every now and then again, he will text me, don't forget about your mid-range. Yeah. That's the only piece of coaching advice I've got from him. Don't forget about your mid-range. But he became like, I feel like the father-son thing, like it's inevitable that conversation has to happen at some point, I feel like. And I'm sure your dad Pops is super proud of you and what you've been able to accomplish so far in your NBA career, and there's a lot more to come.
Oh yeah, he was very happy. He tells me that every day. So thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.